Did IQs just drop sharply while I was away?
Hey folks, I'm Dutch Doll. I'm the host of the Dutch Doll Discussions. How's everybody doing today? Today we're going to talk about the voices in my head. So stay tuned and see what they got to say. Please watch the video to the end and grab the Easter egg. Later.
Out of the car right now. No, you don't. Don't you dare reach for that glove compartment. Don't reach for that glove compartment. Get away from the glove compartment. Get away from the glove compartment. Don't you open it. Do not grab that gun. Whatever you do, you better not grab that gun. You better not grab that gun. Do not pull that gun on me. Put that down. Don't you pull that gun on me. No, hey, put that down.
No shit, folks. With the city council restraining the cops the way they are, more cops are going to die. That skit by Key and Peele is not too far from the truth. Basically, you have to get down on your knees and beg the suspect to drop his gun. It puts us at a great disadvantage. We're supposed to have the tactical advantage at all times. And they're not letting... you want to preserve life. And there are levels to preserve, levels of force. Presence, open hand, verbal, non-impact weapons, which are your hands, chemical spray, impact weapon, nightstick, and these are level forces we're going to go through till you get the handgun. You can jump a level if you're met with a greater level. You're supposed to be... The amount of violence you use is dictated by the perpetrator. You're allowed to take their violence, meet their violence, +1. It makes sense. At that point, you come out on top. You have the tactical advantage. But the city council says we can no longer draw our weapons and use them to threaten deadly physical force. They have no idea. They're reinventing the wheel, and we're coming up on the short side of it.
Get down or I'll put you down.
I don't know what you thought of that, but Arnold kind of the right idea. Many arrests, I threatened deadly physical force to get stop the suspects from escaping, fleeing, hurting somebody else, but I never really had to pull the trigger. I killed more people in 21 years than I did anything else, qualifying twice a year. Don't worry, when the city is invaded by people who are made of loose leaf, I got this. Sure as hell got it. But Arnold gives a clear and precise choice. Drop it, or I'll drop you. I've said it 1,000 times. You want to give the suspect a chance. Up to a point. But you got to maintain that tactical advantage at all times. If he's facing away from you, you give verbal, lawful commands. Drop the weapon. Drop the gun. You may have to repeat yourself 5 to 10, 20 times to get the guy to actually click in his head. Oh shit, there's a cop behind me. Because unlike cops, they also get tunnel vision. They get fixated. And then we wind up with something like this.
Use it or throw it away.
Having your weapon out, ready to go in a moment's notice, especially when approaching an armed suspect, gives you that advantage I was told. Give you that split second that you may need from the drawer or whatnot. You want to show the suspect that you're in control. You want to show him that you're not scared of him, but he's got every reason in the world to be scared of you. So you want to be clear and concise. You want to take control of the situation. And sometimes, taking control of the situation, you have to scream. And my favorite to take control of the situation was use the utmost profanity as loud as I could to at least verbally scare the guy and let him think I was going to pull the trigger. He didn't know if I was going to pull the trigger. Raylan Givens on the TV show Justified says it best.
I want you to understand,
I don't pull my sidearm unless I'm going to shoot to kill. That's its purpose, huh? To kill. So, that's how I use it. I want you to think about that before you act, and it's too late.
I mean, the man is absolutely right. The purpose of our sidearm is to kill. Or to stop the threat. As the new police department likes to say, we stop the threat. I can use deadly physical force if I feel my life is in danger. I can use deadly physical force if I feel the public's life is in danger. It's apples to apples. It's not apples to oranges. If the public's life's in danger, I can discharge my firearm. As long as I discharge my firearm in a responsible manner. I check the targeting behind my target, the background behind my target. I'm not letting rounds go recklessly, possibly shooting an innocent civilian, causing more damage, more risk to the public than the perp would have done. But if I got to draw, I'm going to put you down. I mean, you don't have much of a choice. I mean, they're not ornaments. They're not ornaments. They're not decorations we wear on our gun belt. Ooh, shiny, flashy guns. And no, they're a tool. And they're a tool for a job that requires them. And the only reason the job requires them is because police officers get shot and killed on the daily in the line of duty. So when the public starts acting like civilized people, like a civilized society, maybe in time the police department can phase out handguns. England likes to think they have gun violence under control. So they're bobbies, they're police departments, named Sir Robert Peel. That's where they get the name Bobby from. Are not issued sidearms. They issue tasers and a radio, pair of handcuffs, and they go to work. Maybe a nightstick. I'm not sure about the nightstick, but maybe a nightstick. And they go to work every day on their beat, and they walk their beat. In New York City, Detroit, Chicago, Philadelphia, major cities like that, the police officers are still required to carry. Until things change. We are required to carry 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's off-duty time, folks. You're responsible for that brick that you have on your side that you probably will never use. It is the equivalency of a paperweight if you don't pull the trigger. And the NYPD makes sure they buy you the best gun. I carry the Smith & Wesson 5946, the heaviest gun the NYPD has offered. Guys were big on the Glock. I hated the Glock. And then there were guys who carried the 6 Sauer. Not a big 6 Sauer guy, but in 21 years of qualifying twice a year, discharging my firearm when I had to with private ranges and whatnot, the gun never malfunctioned. And I took comfort in that. The gun never malfunctioned. Now, you come across an armed suspect, somebody like this, you roll into a hot situation like that, what do? You have to take immediate action. Sometimes there is no time for verbal commands. You might get the guy mid-trigger pull. So you have to take action and just split-second decision. And absolutely, something needs to be done, and you need to do something about it.
Oh, Joe!
Drop the gun, fat boy.
My recommendation? Don't call the guy a fat boy at the end of the shooting. Which reminds me of a story. So, many years ago, back in 1998 when I went to the police academy, you go through a couple months of training before you even see a fire. You pick your gun. Mind you, you pick your gun the first day on the job. What kind of gun you're going to get. Because the department orders them in bulk. And they don't order extra ones with every class that goes through. So, my father had a Smith & Wesson. My grandfather had a Colt. I wanted a Smith & Wesson. So I bought the gun. Well, I didn't buy the gun. The department bought the gun for me. But I didn't fire the other two guns. Nor did I fire the Smith & Wesson. I had no idea what I was getting into. I fired guns before, but okay. Well, a 1911 on the range at Valley Forge Military College or the Beretta 9mm Valley Forge on the target, that's something different. This is something I had to carry around with me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for at least 20 years, because 20 years is when you can retire. But I did the extra year just to make sure I put that nail in the coffin to give myself a heart attack. I'm over. What the fuck? I'm an overachiever, right? So then you go through all this training. You fire about 5,000 rounds before you leave the academy. You're down the range for weeks. I mean, you're shooting. Now, the important thing is to know when to pull the trigger. That's where the human element comes in.
Look here. Next one's coming faster.
What makes the American police officer so special is not the gun, it's not the equipment, it's the person behind the gun. That is what separates the New York City Police Department from everybody else in this country. We are beyond the best. We're second to none. People may not believe that, but we are. The diversity we bring forth, the background we have, things that work, everybody handles the job a different way, and sometimes you need that. I was always, for the fast pace, the adrenaline and whatnot, I had no problem chasing guys with guns. I actually kind of enjoyed it. But the guy behind the gun is what makes the job. There's no question in my mind. This city would fall apart if it wasn't for the personalities of the guys and girls who wear the shield and carry a gun every day. The difference is knowing when to use that gun. That's what separates us from everybody else.
So why do you need me?
Every now and then a trigger has to be pulled.
Or not pulled. It's hard to know which in your pajamas.
Mr. Bond, I couldn't say it any better myself. Either it needs to be pulled or not pulled. That is up to the discretion of the cop behind the gun. Not every armed conflict with a suspect turns into a shooting. Now, you have to understand something. The news is there to sell papers. That's what they're there for. And if it bleeds, it leads. The sensationalism that they draw out, that cops are shooting innocent people left and right. Yes, nobody's a perfect 100% of the time. I know these are not mistakes we can make. But for the amount of people we give up every year to being shot by perps, our track record is pretty goddamn good. It really is. We've been firing less and less. Now we're firing even more, even lesser, because nobody knows when we can shoot. Suspect has a weapon, imminent danger to the public, imminent danger to myself, imminent danger to my partner. I'm going to die. I'm feared for my safety. Yeah, asshole, you're getting smoke checked. I am dropping all 16 into you. Sorry! I'm going to mag dump your ass, and I'm going to go out and have a slice of pizza afterwards. Well, maybe not, but listen, there were guys like me who got off on it. Ernest Hemingway wrote a whole thing about it. I liked the chase. And the faster you ran, the more I liked the chase. It's a thing with law enforcement. It's the alpha dominance of the contact sport that I call police work.
There is no hunting like the hunting of a man. And those who have hunted armed men long enough and like it never really care for anything else thereafter.
Like I said, I did say it best. And it's in a nutshell right there. For these groups to go out, these Antifa, Black Lives Matter, these defund the police people, going out there and spreading their own rhetoric and taking every shooting like it's somebody, their family. How many cops have we lost? Those cops were called the other day in the Bronx to go help somebody. We had 7 shot in a 2-week period. And we're the problem? Come on. We're the problem. You know what you can't do? You can't fix this.
But let me tell you something, folks. You can't fix stupid.
And Ron White is also right. Ron White is also white. I got tongue-tied. Ron White is also right. I got it that time. Took me a while to get it, but I got it. You can't fix stupid. Now, for people who want to make the change, you got to your age, however old you are in the community, not the community on YouTube, but the community in general, however old you are, you got there, whether you like it or not, by the good graces of a police officer. Because if crime overran the city, we'd be back in the 80s where we used to call kids who used to get in the way of bullets mushrooms, like that video game with Space Invader, what a thing. Mushroom case. A kid got shot because he was the intended target, but he got in the way of a bullet. So when you think about it and break it down like that, you only got as far in life because guys like me and the 43,000 cops that are out there are standing on that wall willing to do violence on your behalf so you can sleep soundly in bed at night.
Is this. People sleep peacefully in their beds at night only because rough men stand ready to do violence on their behalf.
Said by Winston Churchill himself. Smarter man than me. Smarter man than most people in America. But he's exactly right, because people go out there and are willing to risk their lives to make sure you're safe. So next time you see a New York City police officer, or any kind of police officer, any state, any city, stop by, say thank you. Let them know their job matters to you. Let them know their life matters to you. Let them know the sacrifice they make not being able to spend Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, New Year's with their family matters to you, and that you appreciate them. Folks, I'm Dust Oil. I'm the host of these discussions. Stay tuned. Catch the Easter egg at the end. It's always shits and giggles and laughs. Hopefully I'll see you real soon.